What a response from Team Liquid. They take down NRG on Ascent and take us to a map 3. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here with Mimi and Kakuka. We talked about their mental and how they were going to bounce back. Mimi, it didn't even look like that they lost map 1 in the fashion that they did by the performance we saw here on Ascent.
No, it really started with a great attacking side from Team Liquid, getting themselves that 7-5 advantage, and the conversion in the second half was great as well. I think in particular, the highlight of that one was the way that they were playing the retakes, but really what it started with was this crazy eco round that they managed to win. They get the opportunity to knock that spike down, and then have the heads-up play to block that Omen ult to grab it. It was just fantastic from Liquid.
Yeah, exactly. This is a performance that we expected to see here in the international stage, because in EMEA it was a constant. Team Liquid won 31% of their ecos. That is a massive number, you know, accounting that they lost many matches, so it's not like they were winning all of them. No, it's the ability to convert those rounds that, you know, you're not feeling comfortable, not having all of your util, definitely not having all of those tier 1 weapons. The fact that you can convert those into actual rounds for themselves definitely swift the stakes for you.
It was really good out of them. And for NRG, I think they actually did a good job in the second half of balancing the mid round and finding those lighter sites in the late rounds, getting themselves in these advantageous positions. But the thing is, Liquid is so good in these late rounds, in these 2vx scenarios, particularly when it was safe and Nats or soulcast and safe, something along those lines, at closing out those situations, at finding the plan in these very, very tight late round situations to reclaim that advantage and close out these rounds.
Yeah, and also the way that they were NRG were seeing the retakes is something that they did not want to see on the other side, right? It's not that we have to plant the spike. We need to make sure that this is not going to be a 5v5, a 4v4. We need to have that advantage, and we need to gather extra space before we plant the spike so we can make it comfortable, because Liquid was succeeding time and time again in those situations.
I'm glad you mentioned Soulcast, by the way. I feel like he's kind of a little bit underrated, and
he's so good on KO.
He also makes their pistol rounds, so, you know, kind of explains how good they are at
pistols. So he got
right
3
now.
out of 4 today.
But Nats, on the other hand, we set him up as one of the players that does show up time and time and time again in these situations. And Mimi, we are seeing a prime Nats on the server today.
I think there's like 2 Nats that you have to talk about. The first is just Nats as a raw individual, as the guy who is closing out these late rounds, who is finding these massive multi-frags to keep Liquid in games, and also the guy who just has perfect util usage on the defensive side. In particular, the way that he anchors A and can stay alive backside for so long to allow his teammates to flood in and support him is excellent. NRG is a team that actually has really good executes on this map, but they were consistently getting shut down by this guy's utility. You can see there, the double cages, I think, are what's so important, because his teammates can just run out Helifin and help him.
The thing is that with Nats, we have seen this stuff before. Like, it's something that he has been doing so many times, but changing things from round to round and actually not allowing the enemy to adapt or to read onto that. And I wish that we would have had some more of his camps so we could acknowledge and feel what it feels to be Nats, and running around the sides like you own the place. You know exactly where the kitchen and the living room are.
I mean, on the other side, Finesse, 0 lockdowns used on the first half. We didn't see a single one. 2 in the second half, but almost too little too late. But we do have a third map to go into here as well, Mimi, and it's going to be split.
This is going to be such a cool one, because it is a very direct stylistic clash in the way that these 2 teams play the map. NRG has adopted the America's meta of this double duelist, double controller composition that a lot of teams have been picking up, and they're really good at it. Artis and Victor are fantastic individually, and I think while you don't have the same util as those double initiator comps, Finesse still calls so well in the mid-round with it. And on the other side, Team Liquid play the kind of older composition with the Cypher in the mix, but they're also incredible at that one.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, we have already seen these teams play this map. For the case of NRG, we saw them against Foot, so they have already had the taste of what EMEA is like in this map. On the other side, we also saw Liquid with their very, very conservative composition going up against EDG, having some crazy mid rounds that we were seeing from EDG on that matchup, and going up against that double duelist. They lost that map, so of course it's not the better prospect for them.
Yeah, it is. And in this map, I think for Team Liquid, I'm again looking at Nats and what value he can provide. And on the other side, for NRG, how can they shut him down? I thought on their attacking side, they weren't able to break the tripwires, break the cameras quite enough in their mid-round to build a mask where they were ending. Normally against the Killjoy setup, it's pretty much the same util every round. It's really formulaic to shut that down. Here on Split against the Cypher, you really have to take your time and be particular about denying Liquid information.
Yeah, you can see it here in the Prime Gaming Agents. So like everything that you guys talked about, spot on. Kakuka, of course, NRG, they look so good with that double duelist comp against Na'Vi.
It's beautiful, and on the attack, the way that Victor and Artist complement each other and just follow up on each other's actions is so beautiful to see. So I am also looking at Solkas on this one, because we know that the Sage is something that, you know, is out of fashion, let's say, for this map lately. So he needs to find the value. He needs to combo a lot with what they were doing with Yumpy and him onto A.
It will force NRG to slow down, not just the Cypher, but the slow orbs, the wall from that Sage as well. And what's going to be really cool about this match is both these teams start on their stronger side. 61% win rate on attack for NRG, 51 on the defensive side for the side of Liquid. This is where they are both strong, and it's going to be cool to see these comps clash.
Well, this is the third and final map, and the one that's going to decide which team is going to be going home and which will be advancing to the lower bracket semi-finals tomorrow. Let's send it back to your casters, Achilles and Paperthin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all the pressure in the world resting on the shoulders of both of these teams. TL keeping themselves in this one, now looking to close it out on Split. NRG, can they rally back? They were able to do so on Haven. They drop Ascent. Let's see what happens now with this double duelist.
Hey, what better map to go for map 3, right? Split. Only bangers on Split. That's all we could hope for here.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be that way, but this first half should be pretty telling, and I like the way that the desk is setting this up, because it is a NRG who's disgusting at their attacker side. If you look at 4 of the last 5 times they played it, 10-2 on an attacker side versus Na'Vi, 11-1 versus Evil Geniuses, 7-5 versus Evil Geniuses, 9-3 versus Loud. And then they lost to Evil Geniuses in a rematch on this map, where they only went 4-8. But certainly if NRG can do some damage here, set the tempo, maybe they can carry that over. Really going to be keeping my eyes on Sam and the way that they're going to utilize this Astra. Those stars often really indicative of how teams want to attack on this map, and you can see 2 stars out and a full presence from Team Liquid to respond.
Quick turn for the flash, and instant dash out of save, but still managing to find one as the distraction swing comes in from Redgar. Team members left standing now on the side of NRG. Spike going to be grabbed up by Sam. Finesse also arrives, but made a bit of a splash there. Save having built up yet another dash, uses it, but then runs out of bullets as he swung out wide. Still though, put Sam and Finesse down to 75. Just swap out, grab another ghost, and start drifting their way over towards this A site through the sewer where Nats is ready and waiting. No.
He's pushing past.
Okay.
But that's okay, they're not going there.
They start drifting back into mid.
FNS loves these double pumps.
This could end up being good for them. Redgar, the lone player right now on this B site, and he's down to 44 health. You get him cleanly, you should be able to potentially isolate the other 2 players as some, 1v1s or a 2-on-1.
30
Push
seconds
in,
left.
Finesse avoiding showing his head until right then. Redgar gets him. Now turns his back, expecting the pressure coming in from Garage. Sam does manage to find it, now in a position where he just might be able to clutch this one up, but needs to be clean with it. Well, they didn't have the split approach before. This time, TL, they're the ones who are splitting. He'll be up in heaven. Nats getting ready to swing the corner from Garage. The flash going his way. He's trying to wait from it, but then Nats takes the timing, gets the kill, and Liquid will get themselves another pistol win.
Yeah, I love this from Team Liquid. The way that they read this setup towards mid, read these double stars, are able to avoid significant damage. I mean, they take pretty decent amount of damage, but it isn't catastrophic from the gravity well. And then the swing out there, expecting the pressure from NRG at the beginning of the round, but then the flash to set up Nats at the end there from Yumpy. Great patience once again here from Team Liquid. Wonderful coordination. I love that angle Redgar took as well. Really difficult for NRG to do anything about it unless they expect it. And, FNS there just sticking his head out enough to give Redgar the information and the ability to react to get that first kill. Even though Sam recovers, it's still just such a difficult setup with Nats lurking so early in that round, pushing so much space so fast. Just gives Team Liquid all the ability to read the map, to rotate to where they need to go.
Smoke out in the mid, NRG looking like they want to try to play off of this one as Crashies gets ready for a potential pop flash through. Does send it. Yappy is sent sprinting back, sucked away over towards stairs. Clear out of the trap wire. Meanwhile, Nats taking a hell of a lot of damage. Re-swings, stabilizes for one, but cannot get the other. Flash out, the frenzy spray goes. Yappy falls. Safe enough to hit to this Nebula to push out, but he's not ready for Crashies to be right up in front of him. Redgar now not ready for finesse. Soulcast arrives. It's a bloodbath, but one that NRG can absolutely win. Weapon not recovered, Victor. Wrapping around towards stairs, that will get him a rifle in hand. Grabbing up that Vandal. Now the question is, does he find the timing? Because Soulcast is out in the open. His way forward, he finds it, and NRG flip the script here in the second round, winning out.
This is just absolutely messy. A lot of 1v1s being taken here by Team Liquid, and that gives NRG the ability to trade off of them. Nats re-peeking here with that gun advantage, just so much confidence, but he isn't really able to convert. He's already taken a lot of damage, and then Safe not expecting that close angle coming out of the smoke.
Just do. What did we do?
Just do it, that's right.
Well, they did. And now it's going to be mostly Sheriffs and a Ghost here for the side of Liquid, as they look to replicate that success and get a thrifty of their own. Yappy just sitting within the Nebula for now, taking a couple blind shots through. Here's at least 2 weapons, so notice there's going to be some hefty presence here in mid. Safe was on the rope previously. Does he think about going for it again? If they can flash him in, it could be quite opportunistic for them. There it is, Victor, though, looking to hold the line. They will find Artis at the end of it all. A little bit of damage onto Victor, but still does come away with another elimination for himself as the nade pushes them back.
Got the heal, though. Can recover this rifle for Team Liquid, so honestly, this isn't too bad. Still keeping themselves in this. Gonna leave Finesse on a lurk in sewers here as the rest of NRG moves over to the site to set up for the plant. Pushing spaces, Sam towards spawn. Right on his heels is Victor. Sam, big one coming, and Soulcast gets the better of him.
He can't stabilize the Bulldog game fast enough to be able to find the elimination. Soulcast gets the headshot, but Victor now finds himself with a 3rd elimination. Safe spotted, the Seekers cleared out. 2v3, now 1. There's Nats. Swings around to the back alley, but the ping is coming down. Seems like NRG have a very good sense of where he's going to be positioned. There's Victor and Crashies both watch the angle.
Surely, there's just not enough time at this point. Just maybe looking for an exit frag. Not going to happen.
Some damage is what he was looking for, but instead it's just going to be death. 4 kills for Victor and a monsters round here on the raises. NRG will move up 2-1, but now swing back into a buy round for the side of Team Liquid to see if they can bring us to a tied-up scoreline, as they have been doing pretty much throughout this entire series so far.
Yeah, some decent ideas here from Team Liquid. Catching Artis out with that utility, like you said, setting up for that flash very nicely to clean him out. Getting a gun upgrade at least. And Soulcast winning a big battle there on the back of site, but Victor quick to react, quick to really bail out his teammate to flash here towards the top of ramp. Trailblazer as well. But this is just kind of all information gathering for NRG. No real lean in towards any executes. They're fanned out all over the place. Just gonna spam down the wall into mid. A star towards male, potentially here for NRG to use to take some space. A lot of it being given up by the side of Team Liquid. It's just Soulcast on that Sage, watching from one side, Nats' trap on the other. And they're playing really towards anti-execute here onto these sites to just really prevent NRG from really gaining any steam.
Well, Safe is starting to go on a bit of a walkabout. Sam tucked into the corner there on the astral form. Safe just continues to press up. Redgar having to send a smoke real quick. Safe continuing the swing, finds one. That's going to be a spike noted as well. Sam not making any noise as he cuts his way across. Slow out, and Crashy's head spotted. Soulcast doesn't whip the shot, finds the kill. Now they have to try to get Sam back in with them. As the trap wire gets cleared, looking Becomes a bit more evident that it's going to be A, and Yumpy just shuts down that double blast pack entry. Cam set up, finesse noted, tagged. Has to pull back, has to remove it. The time is dwindling. Yumpy pushing forward, puts some damage down onto him, but now they know, yeah, that they just cannot possibly get themselves onto site. They just have to go ahead and call off the attack. The time will dwindle down. Liquid will get themselves tied up at 2-2 once more. Decent damage still. 2 weapons going to be carried over, but obviously cash in the bank here for the side of NRG, so not going to be too softened up going into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid just being really diligent at the edges of the map here, giving up that space. Soulcast doing a great job playing his life there, up from Mail, up towards having a B there. Really making it difficult for NRG to get that crunch set up. That allows that B main space to be taken by Safe to get that important kill, to get the spike down. And then they know there's not much presence at A. And of course, with the trap wires there, inside of ropes, they're able to really confirm where the movements are going to be. This fast hit, though, shut right down by Yumpy.
It's double stacked, and Yumpy finds the kill. Another play noted. I mean, Artist just sitting here existing with this dart in his chest. Dolph goes across. He would love an opportunity to finally remove this, but they need to gain some form of control. He finally will be able to go ahead and rip it out. Now they're fairly stuck.
Everyone is here from Liquid.
I mean, they just have to kind of force their way through this one, but they're just going to get shut down. Clean here from the side of TL, establishing such a firm hold over A. And Som, once again, this time in his own spawn rather than in the vents, just has to sit back and hold on to this weapon.
There's not much he can do. Hold on to that Cosmic Divide for next time, as he is just going to plant his feet. And just a great reaction here from Team Liquid. I mean, Yumpy just, with a Bulldog even, able to kind of anticipate, or at least react, I should say. That's probably a better way to turn it. Turns that flash, and Safe is there with him. And again, all hands on deck for Team Liquid to just crunch on top of NRG. And like you were talking about, not able to remove that dart.
We're still in the same round, by the way.
Oh, are you sure? I mean, just
letting you know, roll the replay now. Why not?
Yeah.
So much time to burn because it was just over in the blink of an eye.
10 seconds left.
NRG trying to up that pace, but it's brought down to a screeching halt. And hey, there you go. Round's over. What do we do now, though? We don't have a replay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Roll again.
Now it's just us. I don't know.
Shots of the players, perhaps.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe a little audience shots. There you go. Nice.
Well, that's going to be as well for some further delay before we get back into the action. A timeout called by NRG. Again, just feeling this pressure very early on. Chet wanting to reestablish some semblance of control.
Yeah, and now you've got some big ultimates on both sides. NRG, that showstopper in the Cosmic Divide, can use that to really gain some space and secure a plant, set up for a post plant. Still the res though now for Soulcast, as he's been having a phenomenal half here, 6-3. Bladestorm for Safe, Seekers for Yumpy, but Bladestorm probably just going to be kept in the back pocket. Those Seekers to confirm that information going to be really useful to counter potentially that Cosmic Divide, to kind of figure out how the defensive formation potentially is going to be set up behind NRG if they can get that Cosmic Divide down even. See how Team Liquid wants to set this up. Maybe expecting some kind of fast hit here. A lot of teams, you know, when they have that showstopper, well, I guess we live in the realm of the Pacific. So when you have a showstopper, that generally means just blast pack, GG, go, you know, just fly in there. Seen that so many times from Jing, but let's see, I think NRG maybe might be a little slower. So I think they're going to be a little bit more methodical. They're going to spread out with some of their Astra Stars.
I mean, we'll have to see what they decide to do, but Artist is going in with his attack operator. Going to try to find a pick over here at A. You can see Yumpy just playing back. Whether or not he anticipates the op, it's hard to say, but definitely anticipating some form of presence. So doesn't even want to peek the ramp.
Well, and Liquid here, you know, NRG's expecting either Liquid's going to try to get ahead of the showstopper or play behind it. And now you're kind of getting the sense, you would think, that they're playing behind it. But if you actually look at where Safe is positioned, Redgar's kind of baiting for him over onto B. We'll see if that comes into play, as it looks like Now they're going to drift in more towards these stars that they have at mid. Spike's still in Ramen. Hasn't moved. Slow orb here just to buy a little bit of time for Team Liquid. The wall now invested as well, as they want nothing to do with this showstopper. It's in fact going to be towards ropes now for Victor. He might be able to cut off these Seekers. They're not going to get too much info off of this.
Just one. Still flying through. They'll eventually clear it. Still though, no closer to the site quite just yet. 30 seconds remaining.
Left.
Trap wire just at the top of the rope. Flash goes in the check towards Rampant. It actually did connect over on a finesse for a bit of an audio cue. Showstopper now drawn out. So just back away from the corners. Victor just gonna send it, hoping for a Hail Mary connection. Nate as well to check back sight. Poison Orb comes down, Yampi pushing forward, finds Crashies. Victor trades it back. Blast back out to try to slow any approach down. As the res will come in, Soulcast dragging Yampi right back into the round. Finesse pulls away. Artist with a peek into heaven, finds safe, drops down, gets himself tucked away over towards main. Just waiting for another target. And now this becomes so very difficult if you're Liquid to try to push your way back into this site. Flash is not available. Now it's just going to be dead. Victor completely shuts down the screen's approach. Edgar is still trying to get himself in from that angle, and Victor will find yet another 4K, his second one here in the first 6 rounds of this map. This man is fired up on the raise, and he helps NRG tie the score at 3-3.
Yeah, I really like the way that Team Liquid is starting this round off, being really patient, making sure they can get that res off safely. They don't take any damage from the showstopper. The Cosmic Divide and the showstopper, sure, it gives them the ability to get into that plant. But then Team Liquid has a full 5-man for the retake. However, it's so well handled with the crossfires from NRG and Artist hitting a big op shot. And then Victor with yet another 4K, 9 kills, 8 of them in 2 different rounds. And he's been super impactful on that raise. And some stability found here now for NRG after dropping 2 in a row. And they can continue to kind of keep these edges under pressure. Both of the wide angles being covered right now by Victor on one side, Artis on the other. That double duelist composition that NRG loves to lean into. Really able to keep control of those flanks, make sure that someone like Nats isn't going to be doing what he did in the pistol round and coming at you from an unexpected angle. Now once again, going to hear the dog coming, going to be cleared. No presence towards those 2 players, and Sewers noted off of that. They hid themselves. Safe, going to try to go for a potential peek, but here's that dog and says, nah, we don't want to reveal this presence of this operator just yet.
Backs off, cleared by Yampi. The op now getting ready for the swing, and Artist whips the shot. He had the peak advantage, was holding the line, and it's safe with the short. He takes down Finesse. Victor jumping in over the top as the trap wire is cleared.
30 seconds left.
Just tucked away. Redgar TPing up top. Himself safe. 5 members strong though, as they will go ahead, use the neural theft, and identify all 3 player locations on the side of NRG. The second ping goes across. Crashy's now trying to reposition, get himself into an unsuspected spot. Just up against the wall here alongside that Nebula, and he's waiting this out patiently. Oh dear, he sees 2, potentially even the 3rd, rips the first shot, safe swings the corner, finds another one. Bladestorm going to be pulled out, but he gets taken down in midair. The hold to half, the punch with a shorty, and Som will get 3 of his own to regain the lead.
Unbelievable, the spam from NRG gives them 2 huge kills. Even with that neural theft, Yampi's going over there to clear out Som. It just never happens. Yampi goes all the way through Ramen towards B main to clear out Som, and Som's having none of it. And then even after that early kind of fumble from Artis at the beginning against Safe, should have the opportunity there, holding the angle, should have the advantage. Not able to get it. Safe able to get a double out of it, and yet still NRG recovers. This is what makes them so scary. The reactions that they have, the way that they position themselves is so good.
An incredible run back in the round, and yeah, Liquid immediately wanting to pump the brakes. Again, neither of these teams have been wanting to allow, I mean, this goes without saying, but wanting to allow the other team to be able to break away from them. They have been neck and neck, you know, at the beginning of these maps. And Liquid, they want to bring this to a 4-4 half. But a fantastic turnaround from Victor Som. Crashy's just playing it out to absolute perfection. Showing that discipline, knowing that he could get more. Yeah, it was a little bit whippy, but it still was enough to catch him off guard to really scramble Liquid on that retake.
Exactly. It's just so fun to watch these two teams. I mean, so many good ideas and so many little micro plays like the coaches were talking about in their kind of between map interviews that really kind of make or break some of these rounds. And it looked like it might have been NRG who was going to be on the wrong side of one of those that time with the safe double. But instead, it's them swinging the round. Now Safe out early with this op. Som's going to throw up a smoke there, but quickly dissipates it. Som's still in that corner. He's been there a couple times now. And now he's kind of got a potentially rough exit. Safe might be able to punish this.
I mean, it would be a really bold push-up to try to swing that corner, especially just given the form that Som has been in so far here in this map. He's still inching up, though. Som setting the trap, patiently waiting and hoping that Safe is going to take the bait.
They're kind of reading something that worked for Team Liquid previously when they got aggressive out of B main like that. So they're anticipating it.
Hawk through from Crashies. Just gets an audio cue out onto the site. Still a good deal of ambiguity as far as where somebody could be positioned off that. Trap wire set up as well. Made up over the top, blast back, enter the cages, come through, Safe. Finally finds him, Som swinging out, ends up getting taken down. Safe down, though needs to book it across the side of the map. Trying to help reinforce his team. Victor finding two, Soulcast Nats now gonna be taken down. As Victor keeps their hopes alive, the showstopper as well in the back pocket, should he think it's necessary, but I don't think it will be. Yampi now gone, and with that operator in hand, you have to just run away. Team Liquid have to concede the round and allow for NRG to get a 2-round stretch lead.
And NRG here able to avoid the trap wires of Nats is a big part of the reason they're able to get through. You know, Mimi was talking about this on the desk, that they were having a tough time on Ascent dealing with some of Nats' utility. And here now they just avoid it. They just completely just go right down towards screens, just bypassing all of those wires. There was one to the cubby on the left, there was one on the right from the front of the site over towards that back wall. And instead, Victor just pushes right in towards screens and it pays off. And that's huge for NRG. And even though they lose Som on the backside in the middle of all of this, they're taking complete control of the back of the site. Okay, Safe is going to get
parting gift.
Yeah, parting gift there, yeah.
One additional kill found for himself. Pass the weapon on, operator back into his hands. But yeah, I mean, Victor has just continued to be absolutely monstrous. 12, 4, and 3 right now on the raise. Double the next person's kill count here on his team. He's very much the lobby leader. But what a, just disjointed economic situation right now for the side of Liquid. An operator in the company of a Bucky.
That's the counter of the Viper's Pit. Of course, you're going to hold Mail, but the Viper's Pit as well in play for Finesse. And shotguns can be really useful in helping deal with that really powerful Viper ultimate. Now another crunch coming through towards mid as Safe has once again gotten really aggressive. This operator trying to hold the angle, but the utility here from Crashies should be able to identify it. Now he has to pop a dash.
Yep, up trapped over the top, gets himself in there. Showstopper in the meantime at the ready. Victor looking for a target. His artist has already taken down Redgar here on the site. Showstopper sent up. Not gonna find anything. They tuck away in the middle, keep themselves safe, but this long rotate here from Finesse. Nats tap the camera right now. Just be able to see him, but it's not going to happen. He's just swinging through, pressing past screens. Made out to alley to go ahead and delay. Buys that much more time for Finesse's backstab to find even more impact.
See, Liquid does not want to commit this operator. Oh, Yampi.
Gets the shutdown on a 1. The high-low stack, though, in back sight. It proved to be difficult. Artist, though, not even going to wait for that one. Just swings out to challenge the fight. Finds one. Som holds the line. Nats will get taken down, and Soulcast with a Bucky. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. Takes down Finesse, swaps over to the operator, and goes ahead and gets the hell out of there. But round win still goes the way of NRG. Now it's 6 with this double duelist composition. And Team Liquid likely starting to sweat.
Oh, and you gotta love the way Finesse plays this round and the way that they buy time for him to really make that long lurk happen. Team Liquid has that safety valve there up from heaven to make sure that the operator's recovered. But it's just, of course, with the weaker weapons, a really difficult ask. And NRG very aware of the situation, not giving Safe any opportunities with that operator. No kills in that round from him. And now the money going to be heavily invested here for the side of Liquid. Even a Guardian going to be found. A judge for Artis with that Blade Storm.
Again, looking for that op setup, but Nebula comes through. Yeah, Artis rushing forward, just following the Trailblazer. Eventually we'll be able to get that one. Takes quite a bit of damage to the wall, but it's okay. Crashies can patch up those boo-boos.
Just give it a little kiss.
Yep. And now the pace where it was
or you can
getting ready to get out of hand.
Be like my dad, just tell me to walk it off, rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it,
yeah.
Everything coming to a screeching halt because of the ambiguity here. Seeker's going to be used. Yampi wanting to know exactly where they're at. Safe. Oh, surely not. Just about be a death sentence. Flash at the ready, goes up the wall, and he tries to get the shot instead of just backpedaling through it, but Artis finds that kill in the end. B-site opened up, but this is going to be the attack coming over towards A, where right now it is only Soulcast waiting. He hears the noise. Aid not going deep enough to hit him. Boombot clears out onto the site. TP across, and no, they're gonna double back. They're starting to work their way back through, over towards B, and as you were pointing out, yeah, Nats trying to get the catch in mid, but he just cannot win out the fight. He ends up falling, as does Yampi. No way to interrupt the plant, no way for Soulcast to get anything done. Sam catches him completely off guard, and NRG are looking to lock in 7. Redgar will find 1. He's gonna try to go ahead and grab a weapon, but hello, it's Finesse on a rope.
If Team Liquid had been able to stabilize just a little bit after NRG shifted back again, so they start out a little bit towards B, Artis sells a brilliant fake along with this Cosmic Divide, then they go over to A, they don't like what they see there, and they shift back in. Redgar had TP'd into sewers in the middle of all of this and had a really good pivot position, but the rest of his team crumbled around him and is only able to find 1. So NRG just continuing to have phenomenal rounds. Viper's Pit still for Finesse. He never used his lockdown in the first half of Ascent.
Yeah.
So, you know, ultimates are just kind of a...
This is a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
There if you feel like you need it.
You don't have to hit the ultimate button.
If we can get a nice little foothold on one of these sites, you could be damn sure that we're going to be seeing that, if not in this round, then the next one. Just make it really unassailable. Soulcast just slow creeping down. He's good for 2. What in the hell? Now Safe pushes out. Flash deep into Ramen. Not sure if they get the confirmation, but either way, the spike is going to be dropped and it's going to be walled off. Some having to break through, and Soulcast finds a 3rd. Now looking for the 4th, and he has it. Absolutely gorgeous W Key gaming from Soulcast to turn the pace around. Liquid take the round 4-7. See if they can make this a 5th. But it's just clean.
Nasty. Absolutely phenomenal from Soulcast. A much needed breath of fresh air here for Team Liquid, as that had been 5 rounds in a row for NRG. Now you can stabilize. Last round and a half. Big question for me.
Oh my God, Artis!
Even with the aim punch.
Yeah, just quick hit. Safe taken down. Granted, Res is available for Soulcast, but they need to open up so much space to try to get him back into the mix. Nat's going to be taking a little bit of damage there from the paint shells as Victor goes rushing forward. Flashes are flying. He's trying to leap his way back around the side, and Nats is already taken out. Finesse getting that kill. And Som wants to try to cover this Res, it would seem. Pit now invested. 3v4. Som tucked away. Redgar TP's into the smoke, and Som, he's aware of it. Pings it out, but he doesn't want to push in. He doesn't want to play this aggressively. He wants Redgar to come to him. And he does just that. Moves his way out, quickly dealt with. Safe. They only know the real location of 1 player here. Som notes Soulcast there for just a brief little moment. Now Safe going to be spotted, and Finesse cleans up a third off the back of the pit. NRG closing out the half, 8-4 in the lead.
So all things being considered, if you were to say that this is both teams' better side of their map, certainly NRG comes out ahead in that affair. And a big part of it is Victor. Finesse finally able to get that Viper's pit down. Artist with a phenomenal shot to open up this round. Sure, he's not having the best map, but he came up with a big opener. And then just reading the back line so well is Sam. I got to give Sam a lot of credit. He's doing a great job on the flanks for NRG.
That's the first time for NRG to be in the lead here at the half. We're going to throw back over to Yinsu and the rest of the desk to break down the action here.
Thank you very much, Seth and Paper Thin. What a start it is for NRG as well, Bayer. They just look so clean, and you can see why they choose this comp for this attack side.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it time after time. I think the Artist was having a rough start, but it doesn't matter. The evolution of the plan throughout the half was great. We could see it also in the late round, which I think was the most important. In so many bits, they were they were postponing the plan a lot just because they needed to secure, they needed to break some utility. I love this round that we're seeing right now, number 6, right after that timeout, right after that conversation where we see Artists going on the operator and actually an NRG that is really capitalizing on the ultimates that they're using to create that pressure onto sites.
Against this NRG composition, there's always going to be that temptation when they're playing these really slow attacking mid-rounds to get aggressive on extremities and try and get information. Whenever Liquid went for rounds like that, NRG's fast reactions to push on the other side were excellent. And with this double duelist comp, they're so good at overwhelming site anchors. Even Nats really couldn't hold up to these hard executes.
Especially on that second round, right after Team Liquid gets the pistol, they just overwhelm Nats on his comfort zone on B. He has his trap wires, he has his camp, and everything gets overruled and overrun by NRG.
And despite this being the defensive side in double duels, this is where NRG are strong. They're really good at re-clearing in the mid-round and playing fast flood retakes with this double duelist. Team Liquid need to figure out how to shut down the pace of these faster executes.
Yeah, not just that. If Team Liquid don't find a way, they will be eliminated from Masters Tokyo as the #1 seed from EMEA. Paper Thin and Achilles, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the second half.
Nor can I, so let's go ahead and get right back down to brass tacks. NRG, lead in their hands. A pistol from here could spell absolute disaster from Liquid. We'll see who is going to be able to draw that first blood as we get ready to go into this one. Ghost across the board aside from Soulcast here on TL. As Sam just going for a quick little jiggle peek, but will back away.
Sam not really interested in holding this back up to heaven. Trailblazer out here. All the information needed for NRG to make their rotations. Everybody heading in towards the B site now. As you can see, Safe is pushing in towards spawn already.
Default plan, that's gonna force Yampi back. Oh, okay, still, yeah, will eat a decent amount of damage. Safer on the back, however, only gets a couple taps on him. Crashies to get him down to 10 HP, but does not find the elimination. Redgar, saw him TP up here onto the Raptor. Waiting, but his attention's being pulled from either side. He doesn't know which way to look, and now he's got to look over towards heaven as Soulcast gets taken out. That's finding one, but now Redgar fallen. 2 members left standing. Low HP bars on the side of NRG, but it is not low enough. They cannot find anything aside from the 1 kill. With 4 members left standing, NRG will take another pistol round for themselves, and they'll now move up 9-4.
Yeah, heartbreaking here for NRG, but playing delay for that retake, that grenade, just to buy a little bit of extra time to prevent Yampi from getting that spike down quickly. Really gives them kind of the time they need to sort of settle themselves. Safe cleared successfully. That allows them to storm through the site. Everybody doing a good job there, checking all their corners, not falling to any of the kind of unusual positions that Team Liquid tried to set up in that post plant. Now Team Liquid heading in towards A, up the ramp. Oh, that grenade did a ton of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Soulcast had 2. And that's probably saying, hey, can you heal me? I'm just like, no, I can't. He actually did. Never mind. That's interesting.
I should heal myself, right?
Soulcast, you're top fragging. It's not, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think I would do the same. When you're a Sage, you gotta be selfless. You gotta heal your teammates, right?
Sure.
It's Nats' Sage.
I'm sure if most Sages out there, if you could resurrect yourself, they would do that.
How dare you? How dare you besmirch the Sage players?
Save getting ready, peek out. Elbow shows for just a moment. Warning shots to send them, drive them back over towards the site. Save trying to watch, but you can tell there's just indecision right now. Liquid trying to figure out what is the best way to try to approach this one. There's not really a good answer to that. Nats will find Som. Finesse gets Nats. Nats all on safe, but he gets taken down to the end. NRG, they reach double digits. 10-4, and Team Liquid, they want to stay in this. They need to start clawing their way back in right now.
No doubt about it. And we talked a lot about how good NRG is on their attacker side of Split, and you saw it. They're not bad at all on their defender side. A lot of times they just straight up don't get to play too many rounds on their defender side because they blow teams out of the water. But
Victor has a 3.0 KDA right
He's doing pretty good. He's having a pretty good map, Achilleos.
That he is.
I'm giving it a pretty high score right now.
Artis looking to go fairly aggro here. Just wants to try to spray down, get rid of the dog. Safe pushes into the cyber cage, will find crashes, but Artis gets one back. Make things nice and even. An attempt there at the grab nade combo. Artis gonna be forced to dash as he once again gets darted and chipped away at. Gives up that A main control, at least for the time being, but Liquid still not feeling comfortable enough to even remotely start pushing forward off of this.
Yeah, but you'll take that exchange as NRG. You're able to keep your rifle. Artis able to survive through all of that. You take Safe out of there. So that entry for the side of Team Liquid is that much more difficult as they begin to make their way in towards mid. Soulcast, who's having a phenomenal map for Team Liquid, gonna lead the way. The reinforcements are here from NRG. Victor right behind Finesse.
Shot goes out, Snake Bite to try and delay. Could still double back to A, and with the spike, getting ready to exit to one on that side of the map, it seems like it's going to be the call. Soulcast perhaps just going to be hovering here, trying to sell that this is going to be the approach. The wall will come up. Rotation begins. Artis starting to make his way over, but no. Waits it out, drifts back towards A. Can he find impact? Smoke now coming down. It's too late to try to push out of it from here, and also just gets pinged right there into the shoulder, down to 41 health. Spike planted, 12 seconds to spare. Liquid in control. NRG gonna look to wrest that away from them. Drop down, Nat's ready for it. Gets the punish on the one. It's limited util here for NRG. Try to retake this one, a boom bot to clear an angle. That's about it.
Victor gonna blast back over the trap wire.
But Redguard hears this.
Yep.
They are perfectly aware, but Soulcast still losing out of the fight as Victor continues to deliver, but that trap wire comes in clutch, it locks him in place. Nat swings, finds that kill, leaving just Yampi now. Needs to try to find the elimination, gets onto it, it's not held to half, so Artis cannot do anything here. It's a round victory for the side of Team Liquid, but it is not nearly as clean as they would love it to be. No one surviving, no weapons carried over. Yes, they do get Artis in the end with a spike explosion, but there's just a decent amount of cash stacked up here for NRG, so Liquid still gonna be fighting back with half armor, it would seem.
And the impact that Victor is still having here, but it's that kind of that layered defense that Nats is able to provide, gives them just enough information there to clear him out before that showstopper can maybe stop this map and this match.
3 Bulldogs. Burgess is necessitated. How that all went. No opportunity to build up a bank.
Judge for Artis in male. Trying to see if he can recreate some of Soulcast's success from male there. Flash is going to confirm though. Response is the smoke from Som for NRG. As they, one player on each side watching the flanks. Finesse.
Finesse just coming away with it. Spike was dropped, now picked up. I mean, that's your flashes gone. Not just the paranoia to try to work with. Boombot gets cleared, these smokes start to dissipate. Over out, Victor pulls back, but Artis has just been quietly and patiently waiting, and now he strikes. 2 kills picked up, swap over on the weapon. Nats is hovering around as the poison orb will get dropped. Artis with a quick little dash, keeps himself safe, doesn't take any damage. And then Spike, I mean, it seems like, yeah, the call has to be made that this is unretrievable.
But they're pressing. They're already in sewers. Victor's wants a challenge, and it's not going to work out. Nats just barely able to win that out. 21 HP left for him. But still, this is great stuff here from Artis. It's safe. Does a double take there. He checked that corner first and then pulls away from it instantly, not really kind of reacting to Artis just sitting there in mail with a shotgun. And that gives him two. Artis then so keenly there, pulls back. He comes in, takes a duel with Nats, and then immediately dashes out, realizes he isn't going to get the better of it maybe, and just plays defense, waits for the help from his teammates.
Yeah.
So I want to give Artis a lot of credit in that round. I mean, not just because he has a judge in mail. Anybody, you know, that's not the most difficult thing in the world to pull off, but it's the reaction after that.
Yeah, not overheating.
Yes, exactly.
Just keeping cool, calm, and collected. Very well aware that, you know, yes, they had enough money to buy into that round to still have some great firepower, but anything beyond that would have been pretty punishing to them. So wants to hold on and retain as much as they possibly can. And yeah, I mean, you can see just completely and utterly frazzled are saved in Soulcats on that approach into mail. Well, two weapons held on to here for the side of Team Liquid. Everything else very much weakened up. Full flash connecting. Artis lingering forward. Catches Redgar. Is finesse.
Oh my.
Oh, this could be absolutely disgusting. Up over the top of the box. Finds one. Drops down. Safe. Still within the smoke. Swings out of the back of the Seeker, but it doesn't matter. Finesse is just fast enough to take him out. Also takes the aggressive fight versus Soulcats. Yep. It's a headshot across onto Artis, but Crashy swings around into main to clean it up, and NRG are now at match point, looking to send the #1 EMEA seed home.
And it's Finesse again with a phenomenal multi-kill here. The way he changes position, gets up on top of that box. Nats, as smart as he is, has no idea. The Seekers come out, and Finesse expects the swing out of the smoke. Reacts so nicely to it there. Gets the final kill. Unbelievable stuff here. 15 and 8 for Finesse, having a whale of a map once again for NRG.
He's climbing up the standings with every single round that goes around, and nearly has another pit. So an orb, an early kill, and that's one of these sites completely locked off. And as Liquid, in desperation, call this timeout to see what they can get done, but it would have to be a 7 consecutive round run back to deny this away from NRG, and even then, it's only into overtime. What a miracle it would be, and I would love to see it. But right now, it just feels like the odds, the deck, that they're stacked against Team Liquid.
Think about this, Achilleos. We're about to lose another #1 seed. First, the NA #1 seed went down. Now the EMEA #1 seed potentially about to fall, and that would just leave Paper Rex from Pacific as the last #1 seed standing from our 3 main regions. Of course, EDG. I mean, I can't wait, but it's neither here nor there. Last round, Crashies has the Seekers, and that's sitting on his ultimate. Neural Theft, Artis with the blades. But Artis has been really good these last couple rounds. It's a fast one.
That it is. Trying to change things up. Artis just updrafting so they can avoid any potential spray through that smoke. Cuts back, but Victor shuts down, save that judge. Finding nothing, Nats. Cut down a size. Break in on the wall. Victor sends out the boom bot. Yapi has been spotted. Finesse blinded. Tucks into the corner. Draws out the shorty. It's not going to be good enough, but it does not matter. The rest of NRG, they counteract the aggression. They shut it down. And they will be sending Team Liquid home. NRG will stick alongside EG as the second representative here from America, still in the tournament. And the #1 seed from EMEA will be taking an early trip back, leaving Fnatic all on their lonesome to represent the region.
And a huge round of applause from the crowd here in Japan. They loved what they saw. Certainly a phenomenal match. Certainly everything we wanted out of these two teams. Tremendous resilience from Team Liquid. And NRG just had so much here on their attacker side of split. It was just too much for Liquid to deal with on this final map. A great back and forth. You know, Team Liquid comes to Ascent. They're able to pull it back after a disappointing loss, but still, just a, absolutely well-played game for both teams.
For Liquid and for all of the teams here, obviously, it's not over yet. We still do have champions on the horizon, and given the evolution we've seen from the team across the course of the year, there's still very much hope for them to become that world beater, the one that goes into the event that needs to be feared by absolutely everybody. It started off that way after they had taken down Fnatic in the EMEA Grand Finals, after they were the ones to finally send EDG down to the lower bracket. But here today, NRG have decided that they are not going out early. They do not want to have another performance like Lock-In, exiting, around 5th place, like they had with this core in Champs 21 as Envious. They say, no, we are here to stay. We're continuing to persevere. We'll have to just wait and see for tomorrow who their opponent's going to be and whether or not they're going to be able to continue this lower bracket run.
And if they can, it's going to be yet another top 3 finish for this NRG core, for Finesse and company. They have been just so resilient, so smart. Every time they make such great adjustments throughout series, even when things go sideways, they're able to keep their heads together and continue to just be absolutely incredible. And yeah, I agree with you on Team Liquid as well, that I think they can get better. There's so much potential on that team. I mean, Nats is still Nats. He's still incredible. Redgar has some great moments. His coaching staff with Emil and company doing a great job at times, putting him in good positions. But for NRG right now, just the better team, a little bit deeper here today. And tell you what, whoever they go up against tomorrow, it should be a great match.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to wait a bit longer until after our next series to know who they need to start preparing for, but we'll have to just wait and see in that regard. HyperX or EDG, either one. I mean, EDG especially. They're probably hoping and praying somehow that HyperX do manage to come out with a victory in that set, just given the form being shown by that squad. But for NRG, they maintain the prestige. They look to get that top 3 yet again. We'll see how they prepare for tomorrow. For now, we're going to go ahead and throw down to the stage where we have Taiga standing by with Som for an interview.
さあということで勝利を収めました NRG からソム選手にお越しいただきました。さあ対戦相手は EMEA のチャンピオンチームリキッドでした。今対戦を終えての感想を教えてください。
So your opponent was EMEA champion Team Liquid. How was the match?
I mean, it was a pretty close match. Even after map 1 and map 2, we still didn't step off the gas for map 3. We knew we had to keep the momentum going, and glad we closed it out.
マップ1、マップ2と苦しい展開なり接戦が続いたんですけれども、自分たちにしっかりといい流れを持ってきて第3マップをやっていかなければいけないという思いで戦い抜くことができて勝つことができて嬉しいです。
そして第3マップスプリットでは前半相手がセンチネル2つの構成でした。前半かなりアドバンテージ取れたのは気持ち的に楽になりましたか？
Yeah, especially at the third map split, they had a double sentinel, and you had difficulty. But the second half of the third map, were you confident winning against them?
Yeah, we were definitely more confident on CT side because they had double sentinel. We knew their stronger side would be CT side, so during our T side, we just needed to get a couple of rounds going into the half. But yeah.
そうですね、ダブルセンチネルということで苦しみましたけれども、あちらの展開が読めるというのが逆にあったので、そちらの裏をかいていくというプレーをできました。
ありがとうございます。あとインタビューで自分だけタイトルがないと、おっしゃってましたけれども、いよいよタイトルに近づいてきました。今の気持ちを教えてください。
And during the pre-match interview, we saw you saying that you still don't have a title, and that's only you in the team, but you are one step forward to have a championship. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, job's not done. Definitely got to take it one game at a time, but I mean, winning always feels great.
そうですね、まだ1試合1試合大切に戦ってこれからタイトルを取るということになりますので、まだまだしっかりと気を引き締めていきたいと思います。
ありがとうございます。それでは最後にたくさんのファンが見守っております。世界中のファンに一言いただいてもいいですか？
As you can see, there's lots of fans out here at the arena and people watching all over the world, so please give them a message.
I mean, yeah, shout out to everyone in the crowd. Thank you again for all the support. The crowd here has been absolutely amazing. And yeah, thank you guys.
会場の皆さん、そして見ている皆さん、応援ありがとうございます。皆さんの応援最高です。
さあということで改めて勝利を収めました NRG からソム選手でした。
NRG, they live to see another day. Welcome back to the desk. I've got Mimi and Kakuka here joining me. And as Som said, one step at a time, you know, we're not just there yet. And Kakuka, that is what NRG do best. Just taking that step, even when they're in a pretty dire situation, they still manage to win.
They're the best team at like knowing their place. I think that they're the most down to earth in that situation, just because they have been in this situation in the past. They know what it is to be in the lower bracket. I understand that all of this introspective journey they've been through already.
And from going in map number 1 and playing that super close game requiring a crazy comeback to win it, to losing, honestly, quite dominantly on Ascent, they really rally on this third map and I think lean into so many of their strengths with this double duelist composition. This is one of those teams where no matter how tough a match looks, no matter if they lose a map, if they look down in a series, they're always going to be able to rally back and keep it so competitive. And TL, I just don't think we're ready for this double duelist comp.
We're talking about the mental, the snowball, and I think that that second half was all about that. Not for 1 second NRG allowed Team Liquid to play their game. There were always condition in every single move from the team, and that is the kind of consistent win in the kind of way that you want to close this matchup.
And that's why you have to respect this team when they are in these situations, because the later you get into a tournament, the better NRG gets.
Yeah, and we spoke about how players like Victor, they step up in high-pressure situations. We saw Nat step up for Liquid, but Victor on this map was just something else. I mean, who would have expected that?
I mean, it's kind of the versatility that we were talking about at the beginning. We know that Nats is brilliant, but he's brilliant just as his roles, you know? Like his 3 agents that he can play, he excels at all of them. It's actually Victor showing us every single phase of this die that makes us love him.
He's just the consistent member for this team. No matter what agent, what role he's on, he will always perform in these big matches.
Yeah, and as you guys can see for NRG, they live to see another day. They will be back tomorrow. But however, the EMEA #1 seed Liquid has been defeated. They fell to one America's team in the upper bracket, EG. And Mimi, they've just done it back to back to these America's teams here. I think people might have expected them to go a little bit further, but they did put up a good fight.
It is a brutal loss for Liquid here to be going home so early after living that high, right? Beating their expectation in EMEA, being able to take the trophy over Fnatic. It's definitely not what they wanted here, but they did show good things. We think earlier in the series, they were adapting to NRG quite well. They had great ideas. The players are in peak form. Safe and Nats in particular are looking like superstars, and I'm sure they're going to come back and be a contender in Champions.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Champions is going to tell a different story for them. I think that this team is not there yet. I think that they've had their peak moments, but I think that there is much more to it. I think that we're going to have a huge narrative going into Champions with Team Liquid just being hungry to defeat every single NA team.
First time ever, they don't have to play LCQ,
exactly.
So
it's
that
going
is
to be the Liquid Champions qualifier.
That's going to be a fun one to see. But who will NRG be facing tomorrow? We're going to be finding out in just a moment. It will be between HyperX and EDG. First, here's your Prime Gaming post-match highlights, and we'll catch you on the other side. 2 massive juggernauts of Valorant on stage. The #1 seed out of EMEA and the legacy of NRG, the team that would not just roll over and get eliminated like this.
Trailblazer in, catches Yappy up front. Soulcast there for a bit of covering fire, and he's gonna find 3. What a final shot on the Crashies.
Wow, he's very cool and collected. Wow.
Nice job, Tommy.
Multiple people, they're looking to spray him out. Get that! And Nats cuts them down! A 4K in the blink of an eye! They're both just tucked into the same corner. A 3-man approach from Link, however, it's into the meat grinder. Finesse finding a third, and he has no idea where he's at. Crashy stays quiet, gets the kill confirmed, and NRG will take the map 14-12. This time coming across, Som gets the instant headshot there. Safe gonna be taken down, but Soulcast finds 2. TP gonna be used, and a bit of a bait there, perhaps. And they're looking for a high-low double stack, but he's able to isolate it! And Soulcast will save the round. They will not go quietly into the night. They will take us to a 3rd and final map. You're Liquid to try to push your way back into this site. Flash is not available. Now it's just gonna be dead. Victor completely shuts down the screen's approach. Confirmation, but either way the spike is going to be dropped and it's going to be walled off. Some having to break through, and Soulcast finds a 3rd. Now looking for the 4th, and he has it. Attention's being pulled from either side. He doesn't know which way to look, and now he's got to look over towards heaven as Soulcast gets taken out. Low HP bars on the side of NRG, but it is not low enough. They cannot find anything, and they will be sending Team Liquid home. NRG will stick alongside EG as the second representative here from America, still in the tournament, and the #1 seed from EMEA will be taking an early trip back, leaving Fnatic all on their lonesome to represent the region.
This is Sadie. She's on Verizon, and she has the new My Plan, where she gets exactly what she wants and only pays for what she needs. She picks only the perks she wants and saves on every one, all with an incredible new iPhone. Get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch. It's your Verizon.